Hello, I'm Alan Tutt. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. From this moment forward, the past and its pain, frustrations, and disappointments are gone. As you may or may not recall from school, Newton's first law of motion says that a body at rest or in motion will continue as it is unless acted upon by an outside force. In everyday language, this means that your future will resemble your past unless something changes the direction of your life. This course will change the direction of your life. How do I know this? Because all of the courses I've written over the years, since 2003, have been effective at changing the direction of people's lives. And each time I create a new course, I get better at teaching the core concepts, therefore helping more and more people manifest their desires into reality. In other words, I have a history of success, and you are now in my realm. Through these lessons, I will take you by the hand and guide you through a series of steps designed to help you develop the ability to perform literal miracles. It's okay if you don't yet believe this is possible. While belief is one of the most important keys to this power, I'll show you things that will radically alter the way you see the world. By the time we're done, you'll not only believe in miracles, you'll know how to perform them. Imagine being able to take a breath, imagine something you'd like to experience, and see it happen right before your eyes. No long process of repeating affirmations, doing visualizations, chanting strange words from an ancient language, or tapping yourself silly. And there's no need to purchase oils, incense, candles, crystals, or mandrake root. One of the most important lessons you will learn through this course is that you are a divine being. And as a divine being, you not only have power, you are power. And as a powerful divine being, performing miracles is just a natural part of who you are. Again, it's okay if you have trouble accepting this idea. It's perfectly okay to have a wait-and-see attitude here. Okay, so let's get started. What is divine dynamics? This course replaces and extends an earlier work I created in 2012 called Harmonic Prayer. That earlier work was focused on a single core process you could use to manifest your desires. The process could have been called anything, and I called it harmonic prayer simply because I liked the way that sounded to me. The process has nothing to do with communicating to any specific higher power, and it can be used by atheists as well as anyone else. This new course will cover that manifestation process and a whole lot more. In fact, in this first lesson, I'll describe an enhanced version of that process as well as the key principles that make it work. The rest of Module 1 will build on this foundation to give you the skills necessary to manifest anything you can imagine. Module 2 will dive into advanced techniques for maximizing your skills as a manifester. Module 3 is focused on helping you activate your full potential in all areas of life, so you can accomplish far more than you ever imagined possible. And the final module will help you extend your influence to the world at large, so you can manifest miracles on a global scale. Beyond this course, though, Divine Dynamics refers to the art and science of living as a co-creator with the divine. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, and you'll find nothing in this course to suggest you need to become a vegan, change your work habits, hang out with different people, or to stop screwing off when you should be working. All of that is completely up to you, and there's no reason to change any of it if you don't want to. What I'm referring to when I talk about living life as a co-creator with the divine is the bigger picture beyond just the manifestation process. As we go through this course, I'll point out where you may want to consider how your choices may have certain repercussions and what you can do to minimize any negative effects. As a quick example, if you were to use the manifestation process to cause a particular person to fall in love with you, there are some belief patterns behind this idea which could have some negative consequences. One of these belief patterns is the idea that this one person is the only one you would be happy with. This type of belief will lead to disappointment in many relationships, and a better approach is to focus on manifesting a loving relationship and allow the divine to pick the right person for you. As another example, a common practice that can help you become a much more powerful manifester is to pray for world peace and abundant prosperity for all. This can help you in many ways. First, it's often easier to imagine good things happening for others, and this practice can make it easier to imagine good things happening for yourself. Also, this practice can activate the principle of karma to attract blessings into your life. We'll cover both of these examples in more depth later. Now, let's talk about the key principles behind divine dynamics. I'll keep the theory to a minimum. However, if you're going to truly understand the process we'll be using, you need to understand how it works. When you study the wide world of manifesting as I have, you start to see patterns behind the methods. One system will tell you to sit with your legs crossed in a particular way. Another system will tell you to face a particular direction when you pray. A third system will tell you that you need to say certain words in a certain way in order to get the results you desire. All of these rules exist for one simple reason. They help you get into a mind state in which you can connect to the divine. When your subconscious mind associates a particular action with an idea, such as divine connection, then anytime you do the action, your inner mind knows you want to connect with your divine essence, and then does whatever it has to do behind the scenes to make it happen. In NLP terms, this action becomes an anchor that triggers a programmed response, kind of like Pavlov's dogs and the ringing of the bell. It really doesn't matter what you associate with divine connection. It could be eating a chocolate chip cookie, or singing the latest pop tune, or making love. If you associate an action or activity with connecting with the divine, it will work for you. If you don't associate an action with connecting with the divine, that action won't help you here. When we get to the lesson on creating a custom manifestation process for you, I'll ask you to imagine the most divine activity you can think of. That will be your trigger symbol to activate your divine connection. For me, simply thinking about the divine part of who I am is sufficient. It doesn't have to be complicated. So, principle number 1 is establishing a divine connection. Principle number 2 is taking control over the course of your life experience. In practice, this is done by focusing on the end result you desire and allowing your inner divine essence to make it happen. Focusing your conscious mind communicates a message to your inner subconscious mind, where you are connected to the rest of the universe through the divine mind, or as some call it, the superconscious mind. Okay, I'm probably losing a few folks at this point. Let me clarify what I mean. The world we live in is much more than the physical reality we see around us. Some have hypothesized that there may be an unlimited number of levels or dimensions of reality. As far as we're concerned in this course, it doesn't matter how many different levels of reality there might be. The only thing we need to be aware of is that there are unseen levels of reality in which we exist beyond the physical. And through these unseen levels of reality, we are in direct connection with everyone and everything that has ever existed or ever will exist. Yeah, this means we can not only influence people and things from a distance in our current time, but we can also extend our influence through time as well. As I mentioned earlier, it's okay if you can't yet accept this idea. You'll see it in action soon enough. At this point, just know that you are much more than your physical body, and it is through your thoughts that you have access to your greater reality, your divine reality. Also, know that one of the key principles behind manifestation is that your future reality is shaped by your current thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. What you focus on now becomes your reality in the future. This is why you hear a lot of folks talking about controlling your thoughts to focus only on the things that are good, honest, loving, kind, and beneficial to yourself and others. The more your focus is on what you want, and not on the things you don't want, the easier it is to manifest your desires. This is taking control over the course of your life experience, which is the second key principle behind divine dynamics. The third and last key principle I'm going to talk about in this lesson is the principle of faith. On a very basic level, reality is shaped by the sum total of your beliefs. Or as a wise man once said, according to your faith is it done unto you. This is why some people seem to constantly talk in a negative way, yet they experience many positive blessings in their life. They may talk and even think negatively, but as long as they believe they will have certain experiences, they do. Now, the main thing to pay attention to here is that I said it's the sum total of your beliefs that shape your reality. It's not any one belief that does it. It's your whole system of beliefs working together. If you were to go into a job interview and you believe you are the right person for the job, the interviewer likes you, and that you're going to get the job, these beliefs may not be enough to counterbalance other beliefs you may have about life being hard, good things are always out of reach for you, and that you never get what you expect. In a book I published in 2008 called Choose to Believe, I described a hierarchy of beliefs and how the more general beliefs you have about yourself as a person, people in general, and life as a whole have far more influence over the events in your life than the surface beliefs you have about those events specifically. The main point I'm trying to make here is that your beliefs become your reality, and the process I'll show you in this lesson is one of the most effective I've found for changing your beliefs and thus changing your life experience. Are you ready? Okay, so let's get into the core process, which I call harmonic prayer. The three key principles we've just discussed can also be described as three primary steps in the core manifestation process. Connecting to the divine becomes a relaxation step, since relaxation by itself will give you a great start towards making that connection. The principle of taking control is our primary action step, and this is done by imagining the desired result. And the third principle of having faith can be described as trusting the process. So our core three-step action process is relax, imagine, and trust. More specifically, you want to relax as deeply as you can, imagine the desired outcome in as much detail as you can, and then trust your inner mind to do whatever is necessary to execute the manifestation for you. Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable with that either when I first started. Okay, so let's peel another layer off this onion. As mentioned earlier, your current thoughts, feelings, and beliefs become your future reality. If you really expected to win the lottery, find the love of your life, or heal a terminal disease, that's exactly what would happen. The problem most of us have is that we need a reason to believe in something new and miraculous. It's not so easy to simply choose to believe in something new. The primary reason the relax and imagine steps are part of the harmonic prayer process is because when they are done well, they create the belief, the trust, the faith necessary to perform miracles. The basic structure of this harmonic prayer process is a lot like self-hypnosis. By relaxing deeply, even to the point of putting yourself into a trance state, then imagining your desired outcome in rich, vivid detail, as if it's now happening in the physical space around you, you are hypnotizing yourself to believe something new. Now, this isn't the time or place to go into all the details about the wonderful and magical cures that have happened when hypnosis is done right. I'll get into that in a future lesson. For now, just allow that this process will help you trust in things you never thought you could before. So, to review, our core process is to relax deeply into a state of self-hypnosis if you can, then imagine your desired result in as much rich, vivid detail as you are capable, and then walk away from the process trusting that it will actually happen. The first time you do this, you'll probably get it all wrong, but that's okay. You didn't learn to walk in a day. Why should this be any different? The purpose of Module 1 is to help you develop the skills necessary to use this core process to manifest anything you can imagine. Along the way, I'll show you how to relax deeply, how to imagine a desired result in great detail, and how to trust that it will actually happen. One step at a time, and we can accomplish anything. Okay, time for your homework assignment. Your assignment this first week is simple. Each day for the next 7 days, watch this video, then practice the core harmonic prayer process. I've even created a recording to guide you through the process so it will be easy for you. Don't worry if you screw it up. Don't worry if you might be doing it wrong. And also, don't worry if the manifestation doesn't magically happen the first few minutes. Just go through the motions. Every day, set aside a half hour each day to watch this video and perform the core process. 15 minutes of video, 15 minutes of practicing. The experience you get from practicing each lesson will be necessary for you to understand future lessons. So let's start this course off right by establishing a habit of following instructions, okay? From my years of doing this, I can confidently state that the only folks who did not get positive results from my courses were the ones who did not follow directions. They may have thought about doing the exercises. They may have even gone through the motions but didn't really focus 100% on what they were doing. Or maybe they did the exercises properly, but not often enough to get the results they wanted. No musician gets to play on stage in front of 1,000 screaming fans without practicing the same material over and over and over and over again. They say it takes 10,000 hours to truly master a craft. The good news is that this is something you've been doing your whole life. The only thing we're doing now is learning to control the process. So, to repeat, your homework assignment this first week is to simply watch this video and go through the motions of using the harmonic prayer process. Do this for 7 days and you'll be fine. Until next time, be blessed, my friend.